Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling what is honestly one of the ultimate workplace distractions. And more importantly, we're going to look at a brilliant open source solution that completely solves it. Look, if you spend your days managing projects, tracking bugs, or leading sprints, you know exactly how absolutely crucial your workflow is. So let's dive right in and see how a tiny piece of software is helping developers and managers everywhere completely reclaim their focus.
Let's start with a scenario I'm pretty sure we can all relate to. Have you ever opened up Jira just to check the status of one single ticket, and somehow 20 minutes later you find yourself deep in a YouTube rabbit hole? Or maybe you're just endlessly scrolling through social media or reading the news. You went in with a totally clear goal and your focus just evaporated. Poof.
Well, if that happens to you, I want to assure you right now, it is literally not your fault. You're just falling victim to what's known as the browser trap. You see, when you run your primary work tools inside a web browser, you're placing them right next door to your absolute biggest distractions. Your Jira board is sitting just 1 millimeter away from your personal email, your entertainment, and just an endless, relentless stream of web notifications. It's a ridiculously crowded environment where productivity essentially goes to die. The temptation to click away is just way too high.
And that, my friends, is exactly why we're looking at this tool today. Enter Jira Desktop Unofficial, or as it's commonly called, JDU. JDU is a free, open-source, minimal desktop wrapper. What it actually does is incredibly simple but so effective. It rips Jira completely out of your web browser and puts it into its very own dedicated application window. Think about how you use Slack or Discord or VS Code, right? They're standalone apps. Well, JDU gives Jira that exact same dedicated, totally distraction-free space right on your machine.
The project's official tagline is bold, and it really hits the nail on the head. No tabs, no Electron, no bloat, just your work. By stripping away that whole surrounding browser interface, JDU essentially forces you to focus on the actual task at hand. You open the app, you see your Jira board, and absolutely nothing else. But that little mention of no Electron hints at something much deeper going on behind the scenes.
Section 1. Under the Hood, the Technology of Efficiency. To really understand why JDU is so insanely snappy, we have to look at how most desktop apps are built today. Usually, they use a framework called Electron. The problem with Electron is that it essentially bundles an entire, super heavy Chromium web browser into every single app you download. That means huge file sizes, often well over 100 megabytes, and massive memory usage. But here's the catch. JDU doesn't use Electron at all. Instead, it's built on a modern framework called Tauri, which is backed by the incredibly secure Rust programming language. Tauri is tiny. Instead of bundling a whole new web browser engine, it smartly piggybacks on the native web views that are already built into your operating system.
So what does this underlying tech actually mean for your real-world performance? Well, looking at the project's data, the differences are night and day. A typical Electron app takes about 5 to 8 seconds just to start up. JDU, it launches in under 2 seconds. And background CPU usage for a browser full of tabs is notoriously high, whereas JDU's footprint is virtually invisible. It's just a completely lean machine, purposefully designed to stay entirely out of your computer's way while you work.
Just to put this into perspective and make it incredibly clear, a standard Electron-based application will easily chew up around 350 megabytes of your system's RAM, and sometimes way more than that. But JDU, thanks to that Tauri framework we just talked about, sips a mere 80 megabytes. By making the switch, you are literally handing hundreds of megabytes of memory back to your computer. That is memory you can use to run your actual heavy-duty development tools or design software nice and smoothly.
Now look at this number right here. 8 megabytes. That is the entire download size of the Jira Desktop Unofficial application. No way, right? Compared to the 120 plus megabytes you'd normally download for a standard app, this is virtually nothing. It proves without a shadow of a doubt that there is absolutely zero bloat in this software. It is purely 100% just the code you need to get your work done efficiently.
Section 2. Standout features. Built for the user. All right, let's rapid fire through this fantastic feature set because it's genuinely built with the user in mind. First and foremost, it is highly privacy-focused. We're talking zero telemetry, zero tracking, and absolutely no data collection whatsoever. Your work stays exactly where it belongs. It also has smart URL memory, meaning it remembers exactly where you left off. Aesthetically, it's great. It offers 5 beautiful custom backgrounds from Pexels so you can personalize your workspace. It features dynamic window titles that instantly update based on the specific Jira page you're currently viewing. And most importantly, it offers universal Jira support. So whether your company uses Jira Cloud at Atlassian.net, a self-hosted Jira server, or a massive Jira data center, JDU handles the whole shebang seamlessly.
And hey, you certainly don't have to worry about compatibility across your team either. JDU offers true native multi-platform support. Whether you're coding on a Linux machine, managing projects on a Mac, or working through your tickets on a Windows PC, there is a native version of JDU built specifically for your operating system. It integrates seamlessly wherever you prefer to work.
Section 3. Reclaim your workflow. Get started today.
Because the app is just so incredibly lightweight, the onboarding process is practically non-existent. You can be up and running in under 60 seconds with 3 ridiculously simple steps. Step 1. Just download the Tiny installer directly from their official GitHub releases page or from SourceForge. Step 2. Run the quick installation for your OS. Step 3. Launch the app, drop in your company's Jira URL just one time, and that's it. You are ready to drop the distractions and actually focus on your tasks.
Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. I want you to take a quick look at your browser right now. Look at all those open tabs just competing for your attention. Are you ready to work without the browser tax? Are you ready to finally stop losing your valuable time to digital distractions and bloated web applications? If you want a cleaner, much faster, and hyper-focused way to manage your work, Jira Desktop Unofficial is absolutely worth trying out today. It's such a small change, but it could yield massive returns for your daily productivity.